Gang, I'm taking some time out on the road to shoot a video for you about new fragrances that are soon to launch. I'm always interested in finding out about new fragrances on the horizon. Some of these are already launched, some are launching very soon, but if you want to find out what they are, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today we're talking about brand spanking new fragrances. I'm always excited about new fragrances, and there's some great fragrances launching very, very soon from great brands that I speak about, and maybe some I don't speak about, but always excited about new fragrances. As I said, some of these are really, really interesting, exciting sounding fragrances. That's why I'm reporting about them to you guys. And as I was saying, some of these are probably already launched. Most of them have not, but we'll find out very, very soon what they smell like. Before I get to the fragrances though, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Please let me know what fragrances you're excited for. Let me know, put a comment down, and maybe some of these are some of the ones that you're excited about, or maybe not. But let's go ahead and get started with the first fragrance. The first one I'm talking about is from MANCERA. I've been speaking a lot about MANCERA lately. MANCERA's Jasmine exclusive. Always interested in jasmine. I do enjoy this flower, although it can get indolic and smell a little stinky. But I don't know how this one's going to smell. But this does feature Egyptian jasmine, patchouli, leather, oud, jasmine absolute, spices, labdanum, vanilla, sandalwood. So this seems like they have two types of jasmine plus oud and leather. So it can go animalic. It does end up featuring spices and also kind of an ambery, woody dry down. So exciting. So most likely it'll be beast mode, as always with MANCERA fragrances. And jasmine, we'll see how it goes. I'm curious about it. The next one sounds really great, and I love the name. MONTALE's Fantastic Basilic. Maybe it's a good name, maybe it's not. I don't know. What do you guys think? But basil fragrances, I do enjoy. I love the aromatic basil note. It's a great note in Italian food or any other food that uses this note, but also in fragrances. This one seems like it's going to be a little ambery, resinous, and a little citrusy with basil, benzoin, kumquat, tonka beans, tuberose, frangipani pear. A little fruity, a little tropical floral as well. What do you guys think? Does this one sound great to you? The next fragrance from the house of GALLIVANT, it's GDANSK. It's a Polish city, name of a Polish city. This one I was told about or mentioned from the owner of the brand, and it focuses on Ambergris. The perfumer for this one is Julien Rodríguez Pastor, and it's Ambergris, Cypriol, vanilla, tobacco, musk, rose, patchouli, leather, cistus, sandalwood, incense, plum, honey, cardamom. Any fans of GALLIVANT out there? This one seems fairly complex with lots of notes, and for me ambergris can go animalic a little bit, and sometimes it can go sweet and ambery, and it's ambergris, which is, you know, the whale regurgitation, and so it could be challenging. But this one seems like it's going to be pretty intense with all the notes, and it's sweet and fruity as well. I'm curious to try this one, and the addition of tobacco in here as well. Very, very complex with a lot going on. So I'm hoping this one's really, really great and not overly animalic, because I don't really care too much for overly animalic ambergris fragrances. So Ferragamo has some new fragrances, a trio of Tuscan creations, two of which are created by Julien Rasquinet. I think two of them are out of the three. It could be all three, I'm not 100% sure, but on his Instagram I only saw two posted. The first one is ORAFA. So this is a brand I don't speak too much about, and these do sound exciting, and the fact that they're created by Julien Rasquinet, a perfumer I admire, I'm curious to check them out. ORAFA features bergamot, lemon, cardamom, raspberry, orange blossom from Tunisia, frankincense, and oud. This one does sound really, really great. I really like the idea of this one, so this one's the one that I'm really, really curious about. The second one is ORTO DELLE SPEZIE. I think that's how you say it. Once again, were created by Julien Rasquinet. It's oud, vanilla, cistus, labdanum, cedarwood, sandalwood, nutmeg, saffron dates. This one also. These two sound really, really great. This one is an ambery, oudy fragrance with vanilla. I'm all over that one. Finally, the third one, which doesn't sound too exciting for me and didn't have a name attached to it, E Pursimuove, I think that's how you say it. Mineral notes, aldehydes, pink pepper, rose, clary sage, cedarwood, musk. Anybody excited for this one? Anybody excited for this Tuscan Creations collection from Ferragamo? Any fans of Ferragamo out there? I'm not the biggest fan of Ferragamo. Maybe these will change my mind, we shall see. But let me know if you're a fan of these fragrances from this house, and what do you think of this Tuscan Creations collection of fragrances from Ferragamo. Alright, Van Cleef & Arpels has a new offering in their collection extraordinaire collection of fragrances, and this is a fragrance called 22 Vendôme, which I was just in Paris. It's a location where the Van Cleef & Arpels store is, and it's created by Quinton Biche. Quinton Biche is another perfumer, more of a more recent perfumer, but the guy stays very, very busy. He's doing a lot of fragrances, and this one sounds exciting as well, plus the bottle looks pretty gorgeous to me. Tonka beans, patchouli, vetiver, iris, bergamot, and pear. That does sound really, really great, doesn't it? What do you guys think? Let me know, put a comment down. Moving on to Parfums Berdu, it's Dolce Amalfi, a perfume created by Mylene Alron. Now Parfums Berdu, I have several videos on the channel, you can go catch them. They are fragrances that are 100 ml, under $100. They're kind of simplistic fragrances, but really great smells. My favorite is Salvador Brazil, the Petitgrand focused one, but this one sounds great as well, like a gourmand citrus fragrance. So maybe it's not a gourmand citrus fragrance, but it is called Dolce Amalfi, and Dolce, I think it refers to sweet, so it can be sweet citrus or sweet Amalfi. Italian lemon, Virginia cedar, Indonesian patchouli. So they only list the top and the heart and the base note, and so you know, this one sounds exciting. So let me know, put a comment down if you're excited for this particular fragrance, and if you like or enjoy the fragrances from Parfums Berdu. Now the next fragrance is Marc-Antoine Barrois Ensalade. I put this video together, I put the notes together for this video a long time ago. So now that I have told you guys all about Marc-Antoine Barrois Ensalade, you can go catch that video. But just to reiterate, it's a fragrance focusing on vetiver with leather, but this one also, the fragrance also features rhubarb, cedar, vetiver, sandalwood, tonka beans, and leather, of course. It's a little smoky, it's a little nutty, lightly fruity, a little vegetal, a little sweet, but I think it's a great fragrance, and as I mentioned in that video, I've received a couple of compliments from it as well, so it definitely is an exciting fragrance. I should also mention, go catch that video, the review for Marc-Antoine Barrois Ensalade. There's definitely a portion there that I shot of Marc-Antoine Barrois in his new boutique in Paris, his fragrance boutique, and he discusses the fragrance Ensalade and some additional things about the brand. So moving on to the next fragrance, Comme des Garçons has a new fragrance called Zero. Are you a fan of this particular house? It's a designer house that makes kind of more you know, cutting edge or unique fragrances that are not definitely mass appealing. Zero sounds great to me, but I do have to be honest, I didn't care for Fanny Ball's last two creations for Maison Margiela, so I'm hoping this is going to be great. We'll see, I don't know. I do enjoy her fragrances, but as I said, I didn't care for the two she created. The most two recent launches of Maison Margiela fragrances, I didn't care for whatsoever. This sounds interesting until I smell it, but bergamot, cedarwood, vetiver, rose oxide, musk, Zero from Comme des Garçons. Does that sound exciting to you? Do let me know, put a comment down so I can find out. And also let me know if you're a fan of the House of Comme des Garçons. I'd like to find out. So Tiziana Terenzi has two new fragrances, probably more than two new fragrances, but these two were recently reported on. Leo and Libra. So I'm right in between a Leo and a Libra, although I'm on the cusp. I'm a Virgo with a Libra wing, so I could be, you know, a Libra as well, because I have very much Libra type personality type. So anyway, Leo is, both of them are created by Paolo Terenzi, of course, of Tiziana Terenzi. It's a brother and sister. The sister is Tiziana Terenzi, and of course Paolo is the brother. He makes all the perfumes. But Leo is all about oak, Lebanon cedar, Australian sandalwood, musk, benzoin siam, tonka beans, ambergris, violet leaves, magnolia, Ethiopian myrrh, Bulgarian rose, Indian jasmine, sambac citruses. A lot of stuff happening. With the Tiziana Terenzi fragrances, you're always going to get complex releases. So if you like complex fragrances, this is the house for you. The fragrances are also extrait de parfum, so they're going to be very, very long lasting. If you're into long lasting fragrances, you definitely have to check out this house, because their fragrances are really, really intense experiences. And also Libra is all about patchouli, vanilla blossom, musk, vetiver, oak moss, benzoin, jasmine, sambac, ambergris, atlas cedar, orris root, citruses, Bulgarian rose, and tuberose. Very, very complex fragrances. So they're going to be very, very complex wearing experiences as well. Now, completely the opposite of Maison Berdu, which I spoke about just a little bit ago. Those are like very simplistic fragrances. These are overly complex. So if you like them, as I said, definitely check out Tiziana Terenzi House for a very, very complex experience. All right, the next fragrance I sampled on my travels, but I did not buy it yet. I'm waiting to pick it up. It's Houbigant's Figuier Noir. It's created by Céline Elena, who is the daughter of Jean-Claude Elena. So I think Jean-Claude Elena and also Céline Elena are now working with the folks behind Houbigant in Paris Monte Carlo, because it's the same company. Now we have Céline Elena creating fragrances for them. Of course, Jean-Claude Elena created a bunch for Paris Monte Carlo. So as I said, this one I sampled, and I had sampled so many fragrances that day when I sampled this. It felt like a very dark, woody experience. So I'd like to get a fresh palette and resample it, because I do enjoy fig fragrances. And I even posted about this one. So it's fig leaf, black fig fruit, patchouli, candied fig, cedarwood, jasmine, iris, cardamom, clove, black pepper. So I've never seen the candied fig note come up in fragrances, which is kind of cool. I'm all over that, but I love fig. But when I sampled it, it seemed very, very dark and woody. So I'd like to, try it again. Anybody sample this one yet? Let me know, put a comment down. Now this next fragrance I didn't really speak about at all. In fact, not this current version, the original version of this particular fragrance. It's a fragrance called Sculpture. Now we have a new version of this one, Nico's Sculpture Parfum. This is a fragrance everybody's been asking me to buy. I never did. So I think I'm going to do is buy this particular new Parfum version, and then also buy the original to do some comparison and things like that. But this new version is created by Aliénor Massenet. And are you a fan of Sculpture by Nikos? Let me know, put a comment down. But it's bergamot, coriander, woods, bourbon vanilla, tonka beans, amber. There were some things I read that people compared this to something like Minotaur from the house of Paloma Picasso. If it smells like that, I'm all over this particular fragrance. Not the Parfum version, the original version. So we shall see how it is. Moving on to the house of Le Gallion. It's Eau Noble in this most gorgeous, beautiful new bottle. Love that bottle. I'm all over bottles. And I'll sometimes buy fragrances for just the bottles, but they gotta smell good. So we'll see how this one is. This one's created by Rodrigo Flores Rue, and it features notes of rhubarb, atlas cedar, Indian ginger, sandalwood, blood orange, cypress, patchouli, labdanum. Sounds like a great complex fragrance with citruses, woods, ambery touches, and then of course patchouli. Love it. It sounds really, really great to me. And this brand didn't make it to the USA. I'm bummed that they didn't. And it's Le Gallion is a classic house that had closed down, and then they resurrected and came back, and new fragrances were launched, kind of like reimagining their classic fragrances and things like that. So I do enjoy the fragrances of the brand, and I've spoken a lot about it on the channel, so you can go search for Le Gallion on the channel and see what comes up. All right, this next fragrance I also sampled very, very briefly at the boutique of this brand. It's Parfums du Cité Montry. Have you guys sampled it yet? So I sampled it, but once again, it was on the same day I sampled Figuier Noir from Houbigant, so I was already kind of burnt out by smelling things. Sometimes when I sample too many things during the day, things smell different, and then when I come back to it, I go, this doesn't smell like what I remember smelling. So I'll have to sample it again, which I most likely will do, because I like this brand a lot. This Montry is all about leather, oud, nutmeg, oregano, 2 types of rose, patchouli, dried fruits, tonka beans, saffron. Saffron and Jasmine. So this is probably the last of the patchouli kind of themed fragrances from this house. As she had mentioned, the perfumer mentioned that they're doing some patchouli focused fragrance. I was hoping that they're going to do a full-on patchouli fragrance experience. I don't recall this smelling like a full-on patchouli bomb. I'll have to sample it again. But has anyone sampled Monterey yet? Let me know, put a comment down. Also, Francesca Bianchi has a new perfume called Libertine Neroli. Always love neroli fragrances. So this is orange blossom with neroli, there's oak moss, there's labdanum, and there's leather. So it was also mentioned that this is a chypre fragrance. So is it? We'll see. I'd like to sample this because I always love neroli, and I dig the Francesca Bianchi fragrances as well. There's actually a neroli themed fragrance in this collection already. It's the Sex and the Sea neroli version. Do you guys like that one? I don't care for it as much as I love Sex and the Sea, the fragrance Sex and the Sea. There are fans of the neroli version, but I'm very curious of this particular launch, Libertine Neroli. We'll see how it is. And then finally, I wanted to report on these fragrances, even though I did a separate video on this house and their new launches and new packaging for certain fragrances, and also discontinuations. You can go catch my latest Amouage video. You can just search Amouage. But Amouage is redoing 4 of their Opus library collection fragrances. So the first one is Rose Incense. It's being moved from that beautiful red bottle to a more uniform bottle. It's the Amouage Opus 12 Rose Incense, a fragrance created by Bruno Jovanovic. I really do enjoy this one. I like that whole balance of the smoky resinous incense note with beautiful rose, damask rose that's featured in this one. It's elemi resin, frankincense, black ink accord, damask rose, frankincense resinoid, suederol, myrrh, vanilla, cedar, sandalwood. It's pretty complex. It's complex like Amouage fragrances are, and I do enjoy this one quite a bit. I really do enjoy this one. The next one that's moving from the bottle to uniform, Amouage like bottle in the male bottles, not the flat stubby ones, but the tall ones that are for the men. Like Lyric Man or something. They're moving into bottles like that. Silver Oud is also going into those bottles. This is Amouage Opus 13 Silver Oud. Came in a 50 ml, now it's going to come in 100 ml. Cécile Zerokian created it. It's quite animalic. It's a dark, smoky fragrance experience, and it features patchouli, cypriol, cedar, oud de sam, vanilla, amber rome, birch, gaiac wood, and castoreum. To me, it does go very animalic, so if you're not into animalic, you might want to skip this one. If you do enjoy those kind of animalic fragrances, definitely check this one out. And then finally, 2 older Opus library collection fragrances from Amouage are moving into the same collection as well. It's Opus 5 Woods. I think that's what it's called, Woods. No, it's Woods Symphony is what it's called. And this is a fragrance created by Jacques Cavalier. I already smelled it. It smells great. I didn't really get into this particular fragrance before it was in the other bottle, but I have since smelled it in the new bottle, and I really dig this particular creation. Wood Symphony, created by Jacques Cavalier. I didn't realize he had created fragrances for Amouage. He is the in-house perfumer over at Louis Vuitton. But this particular fragrance has Orris Absolute, Rum, Orris Concrete, Jasmine, Rose, Oud, Civet, Dry Woods. Does it sound great to you? It does smell really, really great. And the next one does too. And again, I had totally skipped over these fragrances before they moved into the new uniform bottles. The last fragrance I'm talking about is Opus 7. It's Reckless Leather, and it's a fragrance created by Alberto Morillas with Pierre Negrin, and it features notes of costus, frankincense, cypriol, sandalwood, oud, ambroxan, leather, ambergris, patchouli, pink pepper, galbanum, nutmeg, fenugreek, cardamom. Loads of notes in this one, and once again it smells really, really great. Really, really, really great. Both of these, Wood Symphony and Reckless Leather, definitely bottle worthy for me. I don't even think I smelled these fragrances when they were in the old bottles, but I quite enjoy them, and I think they're going to be definitely added to my collection. But anyway, last thing I want to say is on the 24th, which is the day before I get back to the States, I am going to be doing an event over at Neiman Marcus San Francisco for Amouage. I'm going to help them with this launch of this collection. So if you guys are in town or want to come by and meet me and check out this collection, you can definitely stop in. I think they're going to be doing appointments, and if you wanted to, please check with Tammy that works for Amouage over at Neiman Marcus San Francisco. Other than that, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on these fragrances. Are you excited for them? Are you curious? You want to sample them? Do put a comment down and let me know. If there's anything else out there that you're excited for that's newly launched or launching soon or announced, put a comment down and let me know what it is. I'd like to find out. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.